Hello and welcome to Bible Bites Daily. Today we have reached 1 Samuel chapter 15. In this chapter, we recount the account of King Saul's obedience and disobedience and what consequences does it lead to. Let us explore the important lessons in this chapter and apply it to our lives. God desires obedience over sacrifice. As we travel through this chapter, we witness God's command to Saul to completely destroy the Amalekites and all their possessions as a judgment for their wickedness. However, Saul chooses to spare King Agag and the best of the livestock, disobeying God's explicit instructions. When confronted by the prophet Samuel, Saul suggests his actions by claiming that the livestock was spared to offer sacrifices to the Lord. However, Samuel rebukes Saul, declaring, "Does the Lord delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as much as in obeying the Lord? To obey is better than sacrifice, and to heed is better than the fat of rams." Through this private exchange, we learn that God values obedience above outward acts of worship or sacrifice. He desires our hearts to be fully surrendered to His will, rather than simply going through the motions of religious rituals. Furthermore, this chapter serves as a sobering reminder of the consequences of disobedience. As a result of Saul's rebellion, God rejects him as king over Israel, and Samuel declares, "Because you have rejected the word of the Lord, He has rejected you as a king." This chapter challenges us to examine our own hearts and evaluate whether we are truly walking in obedience to God's commands or not. Are we prioritizing our relationship with God above all else, or are we allowing ourselves to disobey God? Moreover, the story of Saul's downfall serves as a warning against the dangers of pride and self-reliance. Saul's disobedience ultimately stems from his desire to please himself rather than God, leading to his downfall and the loss of his kingdom. As we reflect on this narrative, let us commit ourselves to a life of wholehearted obedience to God's commands. May we prioritize obedience above all else and seek to honor God with our lives, knowing that He delights in those who walk in obedience before Him. Thank you for joining us today. May God bless you all in abundance.